Hi guys, it's me Alexis. Checking in from Costa Rica. Tap in, y'all. We got our oranges. They're green though. Anyway, I just wanted to talk a little bit today about what I would do if I was depressed and how I would get out of that. Right? So, because anytime you'll see these guru influencers online and you might see a post and it's what people would describe as toxic positivity, and sometimes it don't even gotta be toxic positive, but with positive content you sometimes see in the comments okay, well, where do I start? Okay, well, how does one get there if you barely can get out of bed, type of thing, right? So that's interesting, right? It's an interesting question. So I just want to address what I would do, right? Because I'm not depressed. So I think I can speak on that because I have been depressed before. So I've attempted to take myself off of this planet multiple times when I was a kid. I was a teenager, so a child, nonetheless, I think very differently now. So I mean, what can we do, right? What can we say? We grow, we evolve, we learn things. So times are very different. But anyway, we got our oranges here, right? This is what I would do. Not saying this is exactly what I did because times were different, right? COVID, this was pre-COVID, right? We live in post-COVID. Things are different now. So what would I do if I was a depressed person in post-COVID, right? If I was an anxious person in post-COVID, unsatisfied with my life post-COVID, oh, what the frick is the point? Everything's going to what would I do if I felt like that, right? Man, my heart goes out to you guys. What I would do is first breathe, right? See that? You see that? Clock it. I would breathe as much as possible, right? That should be your first priority. Get present. Get present. Feel it. Feel it. Because you gotta feel it. You gotta feel it. You gotta understand. You gotta feel what you're feeling. Get in tune with not necessarily what's happening, because it seems like you know what's happening, right? You know too much. But feel how it's making you feel, right? Be present. Breathe it through, and don't try to just kind of learn to accept. I think that's kind of what I'm trying to get at. Is that's the first thing I would do, is accept it, right? That's the first step. Acceptance. So just kind of allow things to be as they are, observe them. I that's what I would say. I would say try to create a third person. Try to separate yourself from from kind of your emotions, in a sense, because it's okay, if X is happening, right? Let's say Trump is president. It makes me feel stressed. It makes me feel scared. So understand that. Boom. Maybe you can write it out, or just the simple action of acknowledging it with your words, with your thought, with your awareness and your attention, can help you realize okay, well, it's making me feel like that, right? Okay, cool. And I don't really know where I'm going with that, but I would just say first I would just try to figure out what getting present would be like. Because I just know for me, for example, if you're present, at least you're calm, right? Because a lot of the time, if you're feeling fear, your heart rate is probably going to increase and stuff like that. When your feelings are going to impact your physiological state. Maybe your temperature might increase, etc., etc. But it also works the other way around, right? If you intentionally slow your breath down, then you'll have less panicky type of thoughts because you're not on that frequency. Your body's going to try to equilibrize itself. That's not a word, but you know what I mean. So if you're having thoughts that are all the time you know what I mean, right? Thoughts that are kind of like that, then at least your body's going to be like that because this is also like that. But if you can use the power of our awareness, the power of our willpower, right? We have power, guys. That's what this channel is about, right? I want y'all to remember. We need to all not only remember but start to use it, right? Start to use our power so we can control the fact that we can control the fact that we can control our body, right? Through our breath, through our attention. So get aware of your breathing, and then through that, you'll calm your body down, and then it'll have an impact on the thoughts that you're having. You'll have less hectic thoughts, basically, and maybe your thoughts will kind of start to calm down, and then it'll be a positive feedback loop. So that's where I will start. Just something you can do today, right? Because this is going to be a transition. That's another thing. This is the second thing I would do. I would tell myself that you got to start talking to yourself, right? So step one, breathe. Step one, just become aware of, okay, I feel this. Step two would be to start talking to yourself, and to tell yourself, even though I feel this, I am not this, right? And that this too shall pass, and that this is a moving thing, and that I can get to better, and that this is not permanent. That's what I would do, right? Number one, breathe it, because even though it's not permanent, it's happening right now. So number one, breathe it. Number two, understand that you can change it, and commit to it. Commit to the change. It's all in your mindset. And if you're telling me, because I know some people, they're not really ready to get out of their muck. They like being a victim. They don't have to actually change, right? Because literally step two is a huge, it's really simple, right? Just start talking to yourself, positive affirmations. It's really simple, but it's huge. It's everything. That's all you really need, those two steps. Breathe. It's kind of like the inhale. It's a process, like step by step. You've made a decision, you've set an intention, you've set a goal, you've set a target, and now you just get to it step by step by step, right? When you breathe in the moment, we become more aware of what exactly we should be doing. There's a lot of noise. I'll show y'all kind of what's going on, but there's a lot of noise out there. Anyway. So when we breathe, like, we're kind of made aware of what the best decisions, the best things for us to be are, because we're not really acting impulsively. We're present, and when we're present, we're more in tune with our higher self, and so we're making decisions that are more aligned with, like, our soul's purpose. Like, it's kind of like, because your heart lives in the present. Think about it like that. Your heart lives in the present moment, right? The beating, boom, 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 boom. When you tune into it, when you tune into the present, you're tuned into your heart, and when we lead with our heart, and when we set the intention to be like, you know what, heart, I want you to guide me, because you know what's best for me. You know what's best for everybody, right? So best case scenario of my existence on this earth, on this planet, I want it to be as close to that as possible. I want to level up. I want to be, I smell something burning, but I want to be elevated, right? You make the decision, and then you take action every day by bringing yourself to the present. It's really not hard. The solutions are really simple. So that's what I would do. But we're at 8 minutes. I'm gonna go a little bit deeper. I'm gonna give y'all a little bit more, right? This is personal to me, but this is what I would do, right? I would start. You see this? I would start eating clean. I would look at my diet. I would cut out all the dyes, I would cut out as much sugar as possible, especially if it's not a natural sugar, like an agave or honey, or like raw cane sugar, that type of thing, or sugars from fruits. I would cut out as much sugar as possible, especially the artificial stuff. Cut out the artificial sugars first, right? Cut out the carbs as much as possible. I'm not even going to say cut out the carbs. I'm going to just say cut out, like, fast food. Cut out the stuff that you know is not food. Cut out the preservatives. Cut out that fake shit, right? Because we're trying to get things back to their natural, healthiest, right? Health is when we're at a natural state of kind of like equilibrium. Is when we're not sabotaging ourselves. So that's all we're doing is unsabotaging ourselves. And so start to remove the things out of your life that are toxic, right? And only allow things in that are on the frequency of what you want to be, right? This orange is on the frequency of my higher self. Mango is on the frequency of my higher self, right? Lemons, especially key limes, all that, watercress, plantain, you know what I mean. So that's what I would also do, is check your diet. Now, diet is not just what you consume with your mouth. It's what you consume with your eyes and your ears. It's even what you consume with your skin, right? Our skin is antenna too. And so, like this shirt, let's see what this is. Let me see. This shirt is 100% cotton. And I kind of felt it was. I kind of knew it was. But the shirt is 100% cotton. And so because of that, because it's a natural material, right, it kind of sits lighter. Some of these materials, like the fake ones, ooh, it's so crazy. Because once you know certain things, you kind of wish you could just, like, ignorance is bliss, right? Like, I have this really cute lace shirt. It's black and has lace and it's like an asymmetrical cut. It's so cute. But I'm pretty sure it's like 100% polyester, 100% one of those plastic materials. But just basically just try to remove as much inorganic material, like just processed, right? The more processed it is, like polyester, plastic, all these things, they technically come from Earth. But they're just the processing of it, and it's just sometimes not supposed to be mixing with our natural bodies. So, also the things that we watch and the things that we listen to, right? So what music are you listening to? Listen to the lyrics. Please, awareness is so key. You gotta, what are you listening to? Like, what are we listening to, right? What, like, really ask yourself, would I want this life? The message that's being portrayed here, do I like this? Is this what my higher self, is this what my higher self wants for me, right? Think of yourself as a parent to yourself. Would my parents want me listening to this? Would I want my kids listening to this? Do I think this is going to shape them into the person that God has put them on this earth to be? You got to start having respect for yourself. You got to start loving yourself like you would love your child, like you would love your grandmother, your father. Right, we got to start showing love to ourselves and treating ourselves with dignity and respect and a sense of pride, a sense of, like, you know, I love you. I love my body. So I'm not going to just do anything to it. I'm not just going to expose it to anything. I love my mind, so I can't just let my eyes see anything, because my eyes they're portals. I'm going to start having certain thoughts depending on what environments I'm at. If I'm hanging out at the club, if I'm at the hookah lounges, and, you know, I'm not necessarily chopping it up with the owners. Like, I'll chop it up with the owners. I'll chop it up with some business people, because let's talk about something. Like, let's talk about this growth that we're all on, this wave that we're on, to expand and to be responsible with our money and to allocate it wisely. Like, we can talk about that, but otherwise, if we're in the space of people that aren't talking about these things and they're still, you know, kind of stuck and distracted. They're just not present in the moment. They're not in the moment, right? There's nothing wrong with them. They're just not present. And so you just have to limit how much time you spend with them, because you are who you hang around. You are what you eat. You are what you see. We're a combination of everything in our environment. So start to check your environment. But you have to feel you deserve this first. So I would prescribe you to listen to Kendrick Lamar's song, Man at the Garden. And know that you deserve this, okay? And that's it for this video. I'm signing out. Peace, love, and abundance. Share this video with a friend. Bye.